Today, we live surrounded by images. Each second, hundreds of hours of video are uploaded, shared, seen, and forgotten. But what if we could pause and trace it all back to the beginning? This is the story of the first photograph and the moment everything changed. Before cinema, before television, before social media and smartphones, there was a single moment when light stopped moving, held still and fixed forever, unchanged for centuries. Even if time may blur our memories, that moment remains exactly as it was, untouched by time. Before photographs, we remembered with words, with paintings, with stories. A face, a moment, could only live as long as we could describe it or paint it. But paintings were always an interpretation. They told us what the artist saw, not what we saw. There was no way to hold on to the exact moment something happened, no way to prove it, to relive it. Time passed, and it was gone. People thought differently then. Memory was more fluid. Moments were more fragile, until someone decided to stop time. For centuries, light was something we followed, not something we captured. It lit our homes by fire. It told stories on canvas. It shaped our gods and dreams. But in the 1820s, one man asked, "What if I could make light leave a mark? What if a scene, not painted by hand, could imprint itself just as it is?" His name was Nicéphore Niépce. He was not famous, not rich, not trained as an artist. But he had a vision and patience. On a summer day in 1826, from the window of his home in France, he pointed a camera obscura toward the light of the window. Inside, a plate coated with chemicals began to react. Slowly, painfully, light began to write. 8 hours later, a blurry outline of rooftops, chimneys, and sky emerged. The first photograph. It was called View from the Window at Gras, and it changed everything. He captured light, not just to see in that instant, but to hold it forever. He opened a window in time, a window that never closes. The dream of science to use light to replicate the world around us had come true. That simple photo was not beautiful. It had no people, no color, but it proved something we'd never seen before. That light can remember. That reality could be frozen, just as it was. It does not tell us what the moment looked like. It is the moment. From that moment, the world shifted. We no longer rely solely on stories or paintings. We have direct visual evidence of moments we didn't witness. Painters feared it. Some, like Paul Delaroche, declared, "From today, painting is dead." But others saw magic. Photography became a new art, a new language, and a new way to feel. For the first time, a portrait no longer required an artist's hand. Art was freed from the burden of copying reality. Painters were no longer bound to show what was there, because photography had taken on that role. And so a new vision emerged, Impressionism. Artists began to paint, not what they saw, but what they felt. With photography came a new kind of thinking. We began to see differently. We remembered not just with words, but with images. We could rewind time. We can carry it in our pockets. And slowly, we built cameras that moved. Frames that played one after another. Film, cinema, television, the internet, this video, all of it begins there. Today we take photos without looking. We scroll past memories without feeling. But sometimes, just sometimes, a single image can still stop us, still make us feel like it's the first time. Because there was a time when everything that happened was gone forever. But then we captured light, and it never stopped shining. If this made you feel something, maybe it's time to look at your own photos again, and remember the light that made them. We are surrounded by frozen moments, so many we forget their magic. But each photograph is a fragment of time that will never return, yet still exists. Niépce's window remains open, and through it we continue to see and to remember.